Today, I really figured out the difference between just driving on track and actually going wheel to wheel and racing.
So we've taken a complete novice to driving, put him in a go-kart with this big goal of getting him a pro racing license. So we're showing you what it's like for your next step in the racing journey, the first race.
Alec's goal for me was just to see the whole race.
How'd that turn out?
Which proved difficult. Let's do this. Good luck.
What it takes from no experience to a pro racing license. Joe is a creator and athlete with no prior experience, and Alec, a professional racing driver, will be his guide, taking you on a journey from rookie to pro.
We are arriving for my first league race. It's been raining all week, and the last time that we were involved with a wet track, we had a tough time.
Nope.
What's happening?
That's real slick. That's real slick. We're gonna show up and have fun and do our best today, and specifically not suck. I'm gonna play this voice from Alec, which he's given me pretty much no coaching on this. It's really just kind of to set a baseline, and so this is his advice.
All right, so you've got your first race going tomorrow. What you want to be looking out for is really just learning from the people around you. That's one of the best things that you can do when you're starting out. You've just been driving pretty much on your own with me giving you pointers from the start of your driving basically until now. So now you actually get to go wheel to wheel with people. So that means you want to see the start and the end of the race and just avoid making big mistakes. So that's avoid spins, crashes, avoid running into the barriers. It's pretty simple in a kart race like this, but you want to keep that mentality every time you jump into something new that you are racing.
So essentially, stay on track, don't spin, learn from the people in front of me.
Where's Alec and why can't he be?
Alec's racing his own 24-hour sports car race at Daytona, which is the biggest endurance race in the United States. So that's a good excuse. We're out here at, does this look bad? We're out here at HKC. As you can tell by looking over there, it's pretty wet. And as one of the men just said, it's gonna be a show out there. I today am just doing a rental kart race. This is a good representation of what you can do if you want to get into racing. This race was $70 and it's a qualifier as well as a race. And today we're doing the full reverse track. So if you know my history on this track and the reverse as well as the rain, this will be interesting for me. I think the competition kart's gonna go out there first and then we're up.
All right, so we're going to keep it in the reverse direction, which is full course reverse. The way that racing is broken down, it's 3 sessions. The first one, it's a 10-minute qualifying session, just like if you're out here concession karting. You only need 1 fast lap, so keep that in mind. So then after qualifying, we have our pre-final, which today is an 8-lap pre-final. Our final is always based on finishing position in the pre-final.
Oh, it's someone back there. All these races are going to be terrible.
Oh my gosh, everyone's.
That's whenever someone else takes you out, you know?
Lindley, Joseph.
Yeah.
Card number 45.
qualifying round.
The track is completely different today than it ever is. I'm watching currently like 2 people spin out on the course because it started out wet this morning. It still is pretty wet, which is sending people into the barriers and or the grass, which is causing them to go into the mud and then bring that muck and mud back onto the track. And so you'll be going and be like, okay, I'm getting used to this and should be picking up speed, and then you spin out so everyone else spins out. It's just like this whole crazy ordeal happening out here. So it's just, yeah, we're working on the fundamentals of driving today and conditions. We'll see how the rest of the day works out.
Joseph, 18. Starting with Caden. Come on up, Caden. 35.
I was the only one who got slammed into off the track for like a solid 10 seconds. Look at that.
Good job.
62.11. My fastest time up there.
What was it?
It was like a 62.
Hell yeah, man.
But I was just back there by myself. Dude, my point of view on that's gonna be wild. I'm just like.
I felt bad.
Hey, it's okay. I got a really good PR lap.
Oh, good. Because I felt bad because when I got hit from behind the leg, I saw your legs and
Let's watch this right here.
I guess I just fell in line right there.
See, I got hit right there.
It was you, bro.
Yeah, it was you. There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay, so yeah, being a bit more aggressive here. That's when I knew something was going to happen.
Whenever I got over into him.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna leave a little souvenir for anybody else who comes through here.
All it did was hurt you more. Had you not spun out and done that, you would have been easily fighting with the back of the group there. Okay. So first off, again, at the start, closer. Closer to the cart ahead of you.
Because otherwise, that's how that guy in the red got in that gap.
Yeah, exactly. Just stick in here, because you opened up the door for people to come in on the inside. In the starts, when there's big, grouped up like this, the middle line generally gets through. The outside line usually gets pushed off track. And then here, you're coming up to a left-hand corner after this one, and the next one's left-hand. So by going to the outside, you're opening up the door for people to jump into the inside and try and pass. You've got to be able to make the decision at some point as to whether you're going to pass the cart ahead of you or prevent from losing more positions. So if you see carts pulling away from you, or if you feel that you didn't get a good exit out of that corner, you got to go into somewhat of a defensive mode to minimize your losses. And you were right in the middle of the pack, which is where all the always happens. So you've got to be, in this situation here, more vigilant of stuff going on around you. Because in the front, it's easy. There's only a few carts that are aside. But if we look here, there's 3 carts across, 3 carts across. If there was a camera behind you, it's probably 3 carts across as well, and you're right in the center of all of it. You're the one that's slowing everyone down behind you here. And so everyone then is trying to swarm around you because you don't get a good exit out of this corner.
So I hit brake right there.
So you did both. You bumped that cart and you broke. So you slowed yourself down and you pushed the guy forward. If you hit the cart right there and try and pit maneuver him, yeah, that's gonna upset the cart. But if you just give him a little bump right here to kind of push him out, push him forward, that's fine. It keeps both of your momentums up. Of course you were caught out and someone else ran into you. All we're trying to do is say, what could we have done differently to not get caught up in an incident? Yeah. That's always how I approach these things. Because for sure, there's at the point that the guy comes across the track speared into you, there's nothing that you can do. But what else can we change so that in the future you put yourself in a better position? That's all we're trying to figure out.
Okay, you just finished. Tell me everything.
It was a very poetic day. There's something called beginner's luck, and then there's something called the hero's beginning. And it's part of the hero's journey where you get the opposite of it. It's you get the worst possible conditions. Everything that you expected it to be is completely flipped upside down. And most people would think that this is the worst possible outcome, but really it's just gonna push you to be better. Today that happened. I showed up and I did my best, and my goal was to finish the race and to slowly increase my consistency in my lap time. And I did that in terrible conditions on practice. It was super mucky. It was even worse on the pre-final race. Once we got to the race, I was feeling so good. I was warmed up. I had a good cart. I could feel it. I got a really good spot off the first turn, going into the second turn. Someone took someone to my left out from behind, which caused them to slam into me, which slammed me off the track through the barriers, and I got stuck in the grass and watched every single person in the pack. And I was in the middle of the pack, watched every single person go past. And all 12 laps of the race were a catch-up, and I closed almost a half lap in 12 laps, which was great. I think that we can take a small win from that, and that not every day is gonna be your best day, but it's what you make it, and it's important to always finish the race with optimism, especially with optimism. There's always things that you can practice in a race to give you better practice than any normal practice would. So don't have a bad attitude about the way things turn out. These are the cards that you were dealt, now play them. What are you gonna do? I got one hint from a guy named John who said, there's really only 3 spots to brake on this track. I didn't know that. I was braking every turn.